And welcome back, everybody. Time now for our Ask the MTA segment. And here to answer your questions is MTA Deputy Director of Engineering, Vernon Hartsock. Vernon, welcome.
Thank you, Terry. Pleasure to be here.
Thanks so much for coming in. All right, now here's our first question.
Hi, my name is Joel. I have a question. How do you guys prepare for harsh weather conditions?
The MTA has standard operating procedures that, depending on the type of inclement weather that's forecasted, either snow or heat or ice or high wind conditions, we will deploy additional personnel. Some examples include additional linemen to repair catenary problems, additional maintenance of way workers to prepare track problems or to clear down trees, additional bus operators to operate bus bridges in the event of a problem with our rail services. We also have the service quality individuals who will patrol the service areas and advise the control center concerning advisories and other hazards. We may also, depending on the severity of the weather, activate our Emergency Operations Center, which is a 24-hour facility that's staffed by senior management, including myself if necessary, to maintain management over the disruptions during the inclement weather.
And this is the time of year when we see those issues, everything from trees down and snow, etc. All right, now to our next question.
My name is Sam Tano, and I live in Eldersburg, and I take a train from Owings Mill to State Center to go to work, and it breaks down quite often. And my question is it possible to make sure it doesn't break down as often?
The key to minimizing service disruptions is to maintain the system and the vehicles in a state of high reliability. To that end, we have recently performed an overhaul of all of the truck assemblies of the Metro rail cars. The truck assemblies include the wheels, axles, traction motors, gearboxes, and other equipment. In addition to this, to maintain the reliability of the system itself, we've recently overhauled all 14 traction power substations that are along the Metro system. There are other measures that we have in place, such as upgrading the signal system in the future, as well as other efforts to maintain the system in a state of high reliability and safety.
Just a huge undertaking to keep all of these many different parts going, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you. And I think there's another question.
My name is Matt, and I would like to ask why on the escalators on the MTA system we do not have a stand right, walk left policy as in DC.
That's a good idea. Actually, we've just begun to implement that. Our safety department publishes an escalator safety tips brochure, and the policy of stand right, walk left was recently added to that brochure.
Excellent. And I think we've got another question. Yes.
My name is Joshua Smith. I'm from Upper Park Heights, and my question for MTA is why do the trains close at 12? Why can't they stay open all night?
This is partially an issue of economics. We always have to balance service demand versus the costs of operating the additional service, which in this case would be additional operators to operate more shifts. Also, in addition to this, we have to have a certain amount of downtime to perform maintenance to keep the system reliable and operating safely.
Great, thank you. And I think there's another question.
My name is Charlotte Carter. Whenever you use advertisement on the elevators, can you please put it on one side of the elevator so that the customer can see what's going on the outside?
That's a very good point. This has been flagged as a safety issue and will be reviewed by the Executive Safety and Security Committee and quite possibly changed.
All right, and now to our next and last question we received by email from Vanessa Granell of Silver Spring, and she writes, I live in Silver Spring and ride the DC transit system here often. When I visit relatives in Baltimore, I've traveled on the MTA. I've always wondered whether the two systems connect with one another to allow for a smooth and seamless trip from one area to the other. How or where might one make the connection between DC Transit and the MTA?
One possible trip option would be to board the Washington Subway Metro System Red Line at Silver Spring Station, take that to Union Station, then board the MARC train into Baltimore. Be aware the MARC train only operates on weekdays.
Okay. We might also hop on the B30 and head over to BWI, hop on the light rail, and then come into town that way.
That's another option as well.
All right. Vernon, thank you so much for coming in.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
All right. If you've got a question you would like to ask the MTA, visit us online at mta.maryland.gov or check us out on Facebook or Twitter. Again, this is Black History Month here at the Reginald Lewis Museum, and we would love to have you come down and visit the facility. This is a wonderful time of the year to be here. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Commuter Connections. Take care, everybody.